So what I wanted to cover off in this short video is how we as business owners get the necessary input and ideas from our team that's going to help us to move the business forward. The reason I wanted to kind of share this is because very often I come to a business with an external perspective, and the business owner might say to me, so what are the things that we should be doing? Well, the reality is, I'm sure with a bit of questioning and digging, I can kind of find out what maybe we should be doing. And yes, there's a bag of stuff that we could bring into a business that may help, but we don't know. Rather than go to that, because that's just kind of shoving the solutions down someone's throat, frankly, for me, it's much more important that we actually speak and listen to the people who are kind of closest to the action, so the team. So I always encourage some open conversation fairly early on with team members. And again, I take my lead from a business hero of mine, Jack Welch. Jack Welch was the CEO of General Electric, or GE. He was actually given the title of CEO of the Century because he just did miraculous things with General Electric. And one of the things which he did fairly early on in his tenure was to open up the lines of communication with everyone in the workforce. So he would genuinely and actively listen to what people had to say, improvements, gripes, suggestions, ideas, whatever it was, what was sitting in the minds and brains of the team. And famously, one of the staff team members on one of the walkarounds that he did in one of his plants around the world, famously said to him, Jack, for 25 years you've paid for my hands when for all of that time you could have had my brain for free. And again, for me that just sort of says something around, what are we leaving unheard if we don't ask our team for their input. So the process that I use is stop, start, continue. And quite simply, stop, start, continue is there to address a question. So we need to be clear upon the question that we're asking of the team. But let's take, for example, that we wanted to increase sales within the business. So the question which we should frame in this way is, if this were your business, what would you do to improve sales in your department, store, branch? It's important to frame it that way. If this were your business, really kind of gives the position of business owner to each individual. So if it genuinely was your business, what are the things that you would do? Remember, this is your money, so don't come up with silly ideas that you wouldn't back yourself if it were your business. If it were your business, what would you do to drive sales? Or it could be to become more efficient or drive productivity. The question can be changed, but it's important to frame it if it were your business at the start. And then, stop, start, continue quite simply is, what are the things that you would stop doing? What are the things you would start doing? And what are the things that you would continue doing? And this really is an exercise that we can have, with flip charts, post-it notes. We make sure that we kind of give people the opportunity to think freely, speak freely, and honestly. That's really important. So we need to create the right environment and then give them time to come up with the ideas. And really what we're looking to do here is genuinely get people to say, right, here are the things that we think we should stop doing because it's holding us back, it gets in the way, it's not helpful, and actually if we were rid of it, then we'd be in a better place. So that's the stop doing. The start doing is, look, here are some ideas that, having lived with this scenario, here are the things that I would do. It might be ideas from outside, it might be ideas that someone's just come up with, but these are the things that I would suggest that we start doing as a business. And then there will be things, actually the business will be doing stuff that is good. So let's continue to do that. So it might be the idea that was just implemented a couple of months ago and it's working. Let's keep doing that. So it's a recognition of things that are definitely working as well. So the risk is that we try and run off and do everything. We stop doing loads of stuff, we start doing loads of stuff, and then we continue with things. That wouldn't be the right thing to do. What we need to do is, after people have been heard, we then need to spot the themes, to take a stand back, spot the themes, what are we seeing, prioritise what we think will have the biggest impact on the business first, and then how do we create the solutions? How do we put a plan against the things that we've said, yeah, let's definitely stop doing these things, and how do we then withdraw from that activity? How do we start doing some things? So who are the people that need to be involved to make that thing, whatever it is, happen? And then the continuing stuff, again, that's the easy stuff. Let's just keep doing it, or let's kind of continue it and spread it out further within the business. So again, there's a whole action plan that comes as a consequence of that type of free-flowing team session. But that stop, start, continue. The power, in my personal opinion, is in the team. And if the team say it, then it's true. And what I mean by that is they will believe it to be true, so that when the plan of action gets crafted, and again I would involve them in the creation of that plan, then all of a sudden you have engagement straight from the outset. And that's what we want, because we want people to be engaged, committed to what it is that we're trying to achieve in the business long term. So that's stop, start, continue. If you've got any questions on that, get in touch. Again, very happy to talk you through how that session should run. Again, if you want me to facilitate a session like that for your team, again, I would be delighted to do that. I think it's great fun, and I genuinely think it's a brilliant thing to do for your team, for you and your business. So good luck with stop, start, continue.